you know, again, these ambushes are disrespectful to what brought us here today. If you want to talk to me about my campaign filings, I will make all of those available to you. But to ambush people when we are focused on improving the education system for $1.1 million continues the kind of ambush yellow journalism that has given you your fame.
But
Thank you very much.
Sir, you're the most experienced.
Pour me on Pedro when you with the Republicans.
Wait. This is not anti-male control. This is pro-parents. The two are not mutually exclusive. What we're talking about here, and I appreciate you focusing in on why we're here today, is that in a framework of mayoral control, in 2002, Albany gave the mayor unprecedented powers. The Assembly bill, which was passed this past June, expanded upon critical areas that needed to be addressed. You heard Senator Cruz talk about the no-bid contract, millions upon millions of dollars. Marsha Kramer has never done a story on millions and millions of dollars that absolutely go unaccounted for. The Daily News has never, Barbara Ross, has never done a story about that.
That would be not true.
It addresses that. It addresses other things in a very positive way. What is still missing, however, is the following. We need to have parents have a greater voice in curriculum, in the hiring and screening of teachers, principals, and superintendents. We need to have money allocated so that parents are absolutely trained. You know, this doesn't come as an instinct. We need to train parents to fully avail themselves of the powers that they will have in a way that they can impact on the
Bloomberg last week agreed to do parent training centers in all 5 boroughs.
No, he has not agreed to fund them. We have to get money behind that.
But he agreed to the concept of doing it.
That's very good, but that's not in the legislation that the Assembly passed. That has to come by way of chapter amendment. Another major issue is the arts. We need to fund the arts and need to develop a mechanism to fund the arts in our school system. Another area is that superintendents right now in the Assembly legislation do not have the power to impact on curriculum. And lastly, let me mention this. 60% of the 1.1 million children are immigrant children. English language learners right now make up over 150,000 of these children, and their graduation rate is only 25%. Imagine that. 1 out of 4 immigrant children that are in high school actually graduate. A 75% dropout rate. You'll never hear that coming from press conferences that Mayor Bloomberg has. So we need to focus in on the areas that need to be improvement that the mayor unfortunately has not highlighted and that the Assembly bill did not take on. The Senate bill will do that. And lastly, there is no deadline here. There is no educational crisis. Children are going to school, they're preparing for the fall semester, and we as a Senate body are ready to adopt chapter amendments to the Assembly bill and pass it before the commencement of the new school year in September. Thank you very much. I will discuss with you, Barbara Ross. You call me on a time when we're not dealing with children and school system. I will discuss it with you. Call me. I always am. Have I not been available to you? Have I not been available to you?
Seasoned political campaigners
Yes.
have more. Your list of campaign treasuries just goes on and on at State Board of Elections.
You do not want to give. You do not.
It's so hard to get it right.
Okay, you do not want me to get it right. All you write about is me getting it wrong, despite the fact. No, this is true. This is true. Let's be clear. You are supposed to be an objective force in reporting the news. You make up the news. You do not give credit for the fact that, as Marsha Kramer does it, that we have filed all of our reports. You want to talk about omissions. I have fundraised $150,000. Here today, we were showing you hundreds of millions of dollars that have no public scrutiny at all, and you won't even shed the light of day on that.
There are people who went to that fundraiser who said that they gave checks at the door that they're not recorded on your file.
Good, let us know about it. Are you
there?
interested in me getting 100% on my returns? Then tell me the names. Tell me the names. Tell me the names of the people that you're talking about. But what you're doing is got you what you're doing is got you journalism at its worst. You've been assigned to me to write negative story after negative story, right? And that's all you do. And it has zero impact on my community because they know me. You try to redefine me in the worst possible way. That is your job. admit to that. Your job is to write bad stories about Pedro Espada every day of the week. That is your job,
Senator,
isn't it, Barbara
I would
Ross?
rather not
But
ever
isn't that
write
your
another
job?
story about
But
you.
isn't that your
Why
job?
is it that you can't get
All right,
the dime?
but isn't that your job?
Campaign finances right the first time?
Isn't your job to write bad stories about Pedro Espada?
No, sir,
Yes, yes,
My
it is your
job
job.
is to ask you this
And that
question.
is not the
Why
job of a
can't you
responsible
get-
journalist.
Why can't you get something that...
You have a psychological degree too. God bless you. You're all the way. You can do everything except tell the truth.
Senator, why are all these reporters?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm with the New York Observer. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, great. What's your name?
Ozzy Pedro.
Oh, Ozzy. Yeah, I've spoken to you on the phone. Yes.
Why is it that some reporters you think